Thursday, where the black is not lacking and the spot not safi, spot not lacking coming, wouldn't stay where the flag is safe, the shot lesson, Chlafan. Thursday, today, ready for spot less, not like it, spot less, short less, happening, and tomorrow, Clark, the Astros, spot less, not less, Safish, Kamsima. It is August 13th, 2015. I had really slept here when I just came around 1600, maybe before. You know, I am really feeling terrible, really bothered, and I am really tired. So you know, we have been through so much things, and we have been through so much destruction. And the most of the reverend is Sodoma y Gomorra de generación abominada. Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, Ejército Argentino, Evangelistas Unidos, and the whole class of an abominable sickness that they all are. All through this, yesterday, during this, Tribunales Argentinas dedicated to making another invention cause for less humanity and robbery, which is normal and recurrent at República Argentina, to produce and to keep it, with Policía Federal Argentina, Policía Metropolitana, Gendarmería Nacional, that they dedicate to making less humanity market like Hearsay instaurated for all through the supposed administration that we can say theft. Sorry for that, theft will be a theft. In Kansu, but the mixing. So the theft administration and genocide administration that this abominable freaks Manson styling, macro, grand fraternity and family of the generation of abominables, covering the abominations one each other and saying because of has a condition of powers as the squatters for less humanity remaining, has rights to making of whatever and whoever, whatever it is, as supposedly justifiably because of supposedly being government. At the fear of this, Tribunales Argentina turned to making 89,704 more cases against Army Argentina, against my person, Alejandro BLANCO, REDEMI, and also against BOCRMTIC, which are the whole of the Jewish communities and communities which delivers corporations and corporatives for the wellness as manufacturing, which it means ethnics or cultures or what it is, communities, all through as realities of what it is implied. For the clear fact of civil societies, United Nations, and Liaison Office Coalition, United Nations for the ICC, at New York City, where is this headquarters working for the trend to assisting and helping the whole of suppressed and destroyed people with the risk of less humanity, all through these real stories that I come about, and also using me as an element for mobile of abominables in the generates called Officialism, Peronism, and Evangelics, Argentina, and UNASUR, with them the generation Sodoma y Gomorra pretending to be my person, but every day a witchcraft at the generation, a spiritual slaughtery, all endorsed, but sickness, United Evangelics, which are not of God, for the making the profanity of the generation, I done it first, and they think they are us. With everyone as us, a character of worthy under the criteria of they didn't convert it and they didn't regret into the Lord and start touching the sons of God, which supposedly grand whore, abominable prostitutiva, enfermedad, prostibularios evangelistas, delivered for the power abominable sickness mass, whatever and whoever lives and bloods, for they to be fulfilled with 50s about massive rape and murder. But Sodoma y Gomorra, Policía Federal Argentina, Prefectura Naval Argentina, Gendarmería Nacional, Servicio de Inteligencia del Estado, Policía Metropolitana, Gobierno de la Ciudad de Buenos Aires, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, Policía de Seguridad Aeroportuaria, Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, whoever the numbers should remain around. And here's not. All the same kind. All through this reality, I supposedly been interneted, I supposedly been robbing the yesterday's videos where I shown the Glechdiok Motsakali Saptasemaktihanim on a very special Claire Vesaklikishpotlamaktihan, Whitney Houston, some jazz, and some others in Glechdihamatsaman. At this day, Tribunales Argentina started taking the whole of the last pictures, photo series on an Android, which are realities for justice spies at the clear fact of the most of them are Pulitzers with a simple Android with 2 megapixels, which are 4 megapixels on the DRMC, this configuring for Leica product camera on a simple series of Samsung for non-product line, but implies that element in a series, in a lot of market for this product, Samsung. In the DRMC, which is 4 megapixels, at the reality to the lever for implying what the product itself on Leica, which is not Samsung's. So suddenly, in the middle of the film, I'm supposed to lie and lie over this, delivered into a very photos that way we have with the state of Israel that I belong with and to. Adonai first, but Israel, which is not the enemy and are not the demons and won't be. Unless for the delusional character and sickness of evangelistas de Sodom and Gomorrah, which are not any other, with the pardon of few victims. At the clear fact that this and I have the price, Nover, Argentina gave it to me, and I signated me recognizing that he is selling to us, evidence to us, and others that I gave them. And went all through the world with, oh, I have the prize in Argentina, you like my Pulitzer? And Pulitzer Academy said, yeah, you get out. And threatening with murder them, and saying that this had taken positions in International Criminal Court, State of Israel, State of US, saying that this is the clear fact that they have done everything right. And there's the same, of course. Also with bunkers. One of the advertisements I done with just at the Televisión Española channel, at the cable here in Buenos Aires, I heard they used the same music, which I loved. It's the first time I started doing something as expanding. Expanding. But suddenly, forgive me these 3 prerogatively terms, which few are at the wrong way to saying. So suddenly, expanding is not totally bad, but it's not exactly right. Expanding is not exactly the right, and it's nothing like which it means what I want to say, and the black machine. Expanding is exactly the capacities I am going through further the borders, and each is a black machine, so suddenly, in the middle of this all, I am through at the black and I just slept a little bit and under a very state of stress and extenuating feeling, so terrible. And I supposedly have been robbing around by mind control, and I supposedly have been around having sex. I've been under extortions. There were bombs installed in the world. 74 were renewed and 6 blasted, and were this last 6 installed by Policía Federal Argentina, Gendarmería Nacional, around Swiss, around Austria, around Rome town, and around which it is the DOR, Miami, Florida State, United States of America. Went to Israel pretending to taking us the whole technologies and every extra, saying International Court of Justice gave it to us and recognized, and no International Court of Justice didn't say nothing. And never came. And the Hague has delivered the reality for this fact, and saying enough to the soul, not making the betrayer character, and nothing under no desks, and no behind closed doors. So no sickness of death, in no corrupted alliance, no associating, and it's not happening. And we just problems in the head, we had, and we had. Still, we are fighting, and we already handled. So in the middle of the soul, I supposedly had been internated, and supposedly I wrote photos and singing voice on the platform that don't you see, how doesn't he present himself? 9,004, round number, more murder because of they shown that I were singing that way at the street. And almost the body slaughtered and disappeared. But Policía Federal Argentina, Gendarmería Nacional, Prefectura Naval Argentina, Policía de Seguridad Aeroportuaria, Policía Metropolitana, CIDE, bonaerense, Policía bonaerense, which dedicates to making this class of a thing specially commended by United Evangelics, Tribunales Argentina, Kirchner's Officialism Argentina. So what the reality of the soul may or may help us with these murders, while I extenuatedly just slept and went to make disasters at Israel, and I am worried, and I don't like it. 704 persons were kidnapped from the state of Israel with technologies and elements over the patrimony of Israel related about my name and my person and the name of Gad Albaz, Shem Doniero, Gilberto da Silva, Ofra Harsa, Eyal Golan, Ran Ayota, Manhatzil, Robert Mascalor, Agnarim, and as Justice Paris and Mr. President sent Elebron, as belongs to them, saying that this perros infelices, degenerados, criminales, psicópatas, have done not me and not I, not us. And everything were on false orders, on forged my signature and much other, saying that I am a cycle, that I make that trick and playing with the state. And in the middle of the soul, I will be detained and I will be internated, and I wouldn't be here at my address at this moment, but also for the characters that left me, have set me, Maskitsam, making destruction such spiritual, saying that they says first and they do first, and they are my conscience. Don't you see, we live a bit, we make it safe, we make it think, we make it feel, and ain't no El Chai, nothing like he do except us. Sodom and Gomorrah, every day making a witchcraft, another generation, and a teller, degenerados chab, with other class of essential elements making this manipulative, abominable freak out, saying that everything I can exist and produce and cape and send to Israel, United States of America, United Nations, International Criminal Court, corporations like Mercedes-Benz, Daimler Chrysler, Justice Paris, Ford Motors, UK. And also we were working with other companies, foundations, ONGs, ORGs, the whole international court and international criminal court of justice, the boss of the jurisdictions, institutions for justice above, the whole of the states at the reality of this, all clear as built, as working forward this medicine, in January for medicine, and whole as Adonai given us and providing us, will be them and not I, for saying that they have the prices and alms, and they have to acquire and kill whatever and whoever to attach and being reviewed, because of they thought that I supposedly reduced and degenerate and diminished over the whole capacity of warfare, would never do nothing but being a puppet of the most of that reduced, degenerate, abominable freaks, playing the seers and the glory by murdering and destroying whenever they are found, that they are just the generations and fraud, fake excrements that they pretend I am asked to be. Radley Fassman, Leslie Executive Alejandro, went to New York City to make more disasters and sent 17 more crafty Hassani crane cargoes filled of perros degenerados, Sodom and Gomorrah, on Azur, for making the invasion and saying face to face. And how I dared to make the offense into the government of Argentina and Azur, and everybody conspires, and we just Betles Igmot Sismot Lechi Visotlech Nachol Agishka Titus Otledi reserves. Fonda Puite. I'm going to tell you one thing about Fondo Buitre. The reality of Redrado, Buenos Aires. Redrado were at the very classismo, trying to breathe. The clear fragment trying to breathe. Supposedly having business with the supposed enemy against Latin America oppressed poor. As the clear of Lechmotza Haligi Shopla Tasma Halsima, and what as fact Fondo Buitre delivers were the clear and exactly what Dicto Matlesim, like an insurance for the death of this Latin Pharma, which were manipulating, making investmentally everything around for the making the self-criteries about the being the freaks, criminals that generates always were. At the whole of the usurer and robberies and destruction and putting peoples under charges that they don't have ever had to. So suddenly Fondos Buitres instaurated the right element for insurance, and we're working that way until Gavino Maresca of UNASUR got inside and started manipulating and making up any classified abominations. Because of they said they got to be inside and shown the truth, and they had rights and they are in the rest. Sodom and Gomorrah. Then, Remoplechit, Saplechit, Spadlech, Masash Blatir, Refekla, Hamaserot, Regida, Blesopla, Technischka, Blesech, Halsiba, and Seshar. And Fondos Buitres were Metson, but in Natzim, and never happened that existed for any of states to taking for whatever they implied about supposed economy. It were the payment in Ansi and Kimos Sanim for the Insibas Lehiviskoplesi insurance for the failing moratoria. For what they, like Kirchner, demanded to be given as a loan by International Monetary Fund, called this way around here at the English even. Fondo Monetario Internacional. That is segment seen for about $916 billion loan, which this country and communities should. I don't have to pay. I'm sorry, we don't have to pay it. They are making the possibility to us. We don't have money off Christina Kirchner and your disgusting Sodom and Gomorrah playing the government of the world, saying that they have rights to taking whatever they want. And they come out, of course, and everybody comes to dismiss everything and saying, forget it, because of they will ever afford and kill everybody because of things that they feel with the power of the fathers and has whatever they want. So, Argentinita enferma con el perdón de víctimas inocentes, son de la palabra que parió, podrita en el infierno. Retlapet mosik shall be tama, blech viach leke posoptiva, am blech masechal givisople despotiki retestachim, kept on making genocide and murdering people with access, United Evangelics and Sodom and Gomorrah and Kirchner, breaking heads in two, mutilating and destroying and raping kids if I will ever aiding the fruit of the ground for the reality of mine, or whatever I to eat or drink, if I will ever come to farm product from the same of the cow of this passing Himal, they will come to making people be eating and drinking some product like their fed. Kidnapping people and delivering to internations, saying that the Elias, whenever calls me the Holy of the God, and I will do the whole of the So the reality of trogloditas degeneradas criminales, reglates motivis popletes fatletes halgivisopletan, in Hanekan, my mother will be accomplice of robbery and liar because of she hurt me. So never will ever take me on oplesati as the fish fascist such an argument. He robbed to the girls and boys of the police ever having on the that ves que no mueve la boca. Estoy haciendo control de la voz ante la condición de estrés y tensión. Víbora degenerada, no conoces un carajo. Parra, Argentina, crédito de realidad y verdad, ves que no mueve la boca. Y sabes que soy yo y seguís manipulando y enfermando y mandando a violar y matar y tomando los 50 del. Ves que no mueve la boca. ¿Te gustó? Degenerado. Sorry. Reflexer moet zeggen dat je de zorg moet leggen die op de samar en leggen die gelijke schatten de sterke dat je die zelf moet leggen die op die desktop te gaan in ramot leggen gaat gemot leggen sople de spotle tegen te gaan. So in the middle of the reality ramot leggen gaat gemot zeggen and I will be screaming now for a rotolo money for testimony of prostitution and saying, oh, we know that I saw the time and also saw the generate. I don't know what you think about. You think that screaming and pretending to sing like a woman and screaming will be the singing of the girls? Por supuesto. Ay, se la pasa todo el día gritando, eso no sé lo que les pasa, no toma la medicación. ¿Cuánto te pagan? Así vas a tener tu sepulcro. Reflexer moet leggen de zes van gelegd met zijn naam. Man blijft not zeggen, ik het zo speelt, die man blijft gaan en werkelijk zich moet zeggen in. Een blok wordt leggen, men blijft het zes pak leggen, ik het zo gelegd, met de shalam. In poplet zich wat leggen, gaat het zes machines, so starting HS brief, like naturally we're doing oftenly lately. The trend to put this out of the reality of, oh, don't you see, we are the police of Argentina, we live some places, we can do that, Alejandro, stop for us, and Israel supported them, and then also, oh my God, the United States of America, government we can take what they've done. We've got to research until we have found that we're right. For whatever the invention, robbery, fortune, and whatever that liar son of a snake, couple of coins, chuck yourself, position, oh, you want a house? You want a house? Oh, tell it, whatever you want. Oh, it's okay, keep it a house. They're going to die anyway, right? So it's okay, you're going to go it, them off, it's okay. Right? But we come up like a reflection, have it such bad, let's say, some of like Nicham, in Redabach, like he sold the speed, let's have him, and this is missing medication. Te voy a meter la medicación en tu maldito recto, perro prostituto de Sodoma con título psiquiatra, y en tu maldita vagina, perra prostituta psicópata de Sodoma con título de psiquiatra, con el perdón de algunos, y vas a entender que la falta de medicación es lo que toda tu vida en el infierno te va a consumir. Hubieras deseado sedación en tu maldita existencia de excremental capacidad reducida, de voluntaria que sos, de voluntario degenerado, antes de seguir haciendo la misma degeneración y pretender estrella de salud y gobierno. Sos la que sabes, el que sabe, de Lucifer, o sea, de la enfermedad degenerada que sos, enfiebrada víbora. Violencia, te ofendo, tu muerte va a ser el adagio de toda la creación en gloria y celebración de que se libró la verdad del mundo. Y la ofensa ofensa de tu existencia en tu promulgación de degenerado y degenerada es exactamente la realidad de tu maldita existencia, la cual a la verdad de mis términos parece ofensa decirte lo que sos y parece que vos fueras señor, educado, educada, y simplemente sos una enfermedad degenerada como cada perra creída de experto, de derecho de tomar la vida de cualquiera y hacer lo que se le cante con falsificación barata, y perras creídos de forenses y creídos de jueces y creídos de fiscales y de secretarios y de señores de invento de degeneración para hacer negocios sobre mi vida y sobre mi ser, diciendo que no se avergüence al gobierno nacional ni a la patria en el emblema de perras de Sodoma, diciendo que tenés derecho a ser yo, tenés derecho a ser lo que se te canta de tu enfiebrada bragueta, enferma criatura del infierno, sobre mi sangre y la sangre de mi gente. Maldita muerta, maldito muerto. Replefech matzech alivisos plesish maplechachal, replefech matzech alivisos pletish sabatach, agili kamatlecha, betlechem otivis vopleser machal chinam. 9,208,404 wicked nuts that we've taken away, but we are just taking back 2 million persons under massive rape and murder in the whole Latin America, saying that they have rights to be and government of the world, and what they hold in the power of the fathers, they said, with evangelistas degenerados telling that they will be the kings and queens and lords of the Lord. And the judgment and the proper reality for the whole of the humanity, saying that delusional character and the fever of very insemination of Sodom in their brain, ever after to the same the creatures of hell death, prostitutas infernales, that I would ever have a mirror, and I would speak of myself like the word says in the invention of them, fevered rectums, while Sodoma pushed them out, saying, serve me, and I give it the 50s. Over the blood of my people and mine. Commercializing my body, my blood still. Commercializing my existence and everything I do. Like an element on, oh, he has to pay. So anything I sing like I'm supposed to have rubbed, poured all over saying, oh, you want it? I give you $100 for it. Please. Yeah. Replefech matzech alivisos de foc matzech achim, me enfermé, no estaba enfermo ya, atrofié, con el perdón de víctimas. Replefech matzech alivisos de respect de chal chilishef hamahim. Redechlech moplech retzef isbat letashkivat entzach lecharavesemav aetzah sheshlot. Givat redechale kivismot letechlech misatvan. So the reality of this is this doesn't start until they go there to the hell. And it's exactly what it says, and it's exactly what I were calling enough. I am destroyed all over again, and now every word I said, they, they're thinking of me? Oh my God! I don't need that. I am me. The same every one of the real ones says. So, each word I am saying, they are transfer word as that. Don't you see, we broke it again. He cannot feel thing, oh my God, you think you speak English or Hebrew, or that's not language of the world, say. Forgive me. It is disgusting because of its truth. Not me, I'm sorry, forgive me, but it's disgusting because of it's real. It's happening. Replefech matzech alivisos patach arechtachim aplesem, that livesmot replefech alchiyot savad limayavi. Until when Abi Hashem. All right. Revalech matzech etasi vablech tichashev ablech matzech echad ambet lisim oblech itcham ablechad. Let's see what Bob says, how many and my God. Get let them have a festival, set a shop, let team, and set Halchem, Seman, I will say it again for this whole time. The state of Israel and the U.S. wants I to say my version. I to express. I were under too much pressure and about to making disasters. We were nearing like I think already expressed, to destroy the whole of the Middle East with 2 nuclears and 1 devastating 3 gigatons, not nuclear, not polluted. And kids are making the same thing as Pedro the General saying that they has right. I supposedly will be a murderer and I will be, no se está matando por todos lados, ser hijo de, or to saying LT, F word, how is this pejorative whenever talks about gay, which are not, but patents. Son about B word doesn't get sealed, and evangelics are making the biata, and also we with the Holy, we're doing to it, and it doesn't get sealed. And descaradas perras argentinas went to the world to giving recitals and concerts and hymn about what I do, saying that they were all the time and whatever. And let us spotlight Alejandro with the photo saying, I have the photo to his manifest, he stole it to me, we proved it up to me, never not sure. Our international criminal court is not self-help. Never existed. Sickness, fierceness, UNASUR, 666. The government of the world, para-government, para-institution, off of the clear, and nobody has to know. We have to bring them here because of data tells them that they're the government of the outside, and they got to be right there. Collaboration against what batch? What batch? At the reality of what? And nobody has to know. If nobody has to know, it's similar secret for you to say the staging of, all right, but we are an institution and we are recruited, we are researching, and they have to be understanding. Nobody has to know. So surprise like everybody else. Nobody is noticed. Nobody has no order and no element to be noticed because of you delusional barras, diablas, adivinas, Sodom and Gomorrah, has the delivering character that everybody reads you and knows about the spiritual terrorism. And everybody is aware, and you lose the capacity because of everybody stages to manipulate, which is what you do. Barras de General Sodom and Gomorrah Argentina, Hearsay, and Evangelistas Unidos, which are exactly this. And forging and arming and relying and reinventing that I'm going to show here. Okay, I'm kidnapping statespersons and the United States of America and Israel and Europe Unions and all, as you say, they think they're going to be me, wrote everything to us. We are the authors of the creation. And of humanity and everything as worthy as humanity exists as in gold and precious and money and the whole of decency and the precious of art and the whole of the richness and invention and the top of gamma of the whole technology. You, the power of the powers of China. Ukraine. Policía Federal Argentina, Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Policía de Seguridad Aeroportuaria, Prefectura Naval Argentina, Kirchner, Cuerpo Médico Forense, Policía Metropolitana, Evangelistas Unidos. Dios te dio y tenés derecho a tomar y matar por eso. No tenemos arrepentimiento y no somos del Cristo. Perra infeliz de cuarta. Serra Mafleje de Sifech baja la Hishabak. And Rebaflet Masechli Bisopli Dispatechal, Nikismotechal, Remitechli Kimisoplet Dispitla Hediskaplesach Achelekin. Kidnapped for less humanity over the power of the fathers to taking companies, states, corporations, institutions, and everything a state says they got to possess it on because of they says statements now saying that Master Luciano Troviano, then supposed Mashiach, Mashucha, actually Diablo Reventado, the beast, told them they have rights to take in. And we're genociding my people and my nation. And I should be food for Diablas reventadas, Sodoma y Gomorra. Wrote my pictures and my singing, and that's it. I'm like on the second of the shop, like my second of the stuff, like on the TV shop, the beam, and also that's let's see. He gives me love, scourge my fat, more love than I've ever seen. Remove level half him. HTTPS www.orcdmt DXODRMCRD middle July, August, September 2015 DICMT Alejandro Blanco REDEMI Steel Core and Mobile of Let's Humanity Sodoma y Gomorra UNASUR Kirchner Policía Federal Argentina Ejército Argentino Gendarmería Nacional Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas Evangelistas Unidos Argentina UNASUR DCODRMC middle CIS middle ODRM 4143.20 systems recall S7 the whole of the last tools. Today is August 13, already 2100 around.